Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Guess who I have with me? Audra!
Hi.
So we were shooting for 7:30. We have our coffee. Yay! Cheers.
Cheers.
Man, I'm glad we had that coffee because, hold on, I need a sip.
Hey, I'll join in.
Beautiful weather outside, so we thought, okay, let's do our live outside. And we get all our equipment out there, and there's a construction truck. They're renovating the house right in front of ours, and so it was loud. And then the sun, the way it's hitting, the angles, you guys, all the things we think about just to go live. So we had branch shadows all across our faces. It was like, okay, this is not working. So we had to like recalibrate real quick and come back inside, and it's wonderful. And we made it.
We made it.
We made it. Awesome. I want to, you guys have never had Audra, we guys have never had Audra here live with us. And so she's always watched and supported. And it's high time that she came on and we introduced her to you guys. Periodically, we've had other kiddos come on and say stuff, you know, especially back when we were doing lives every day. And Audra is our oldest daughter. This is Brad's daughter. She's my daughter person. I'm her mom person, her mother person.
Yes.
And she's been in our lives for 12 years, 12 years now. And we are just excited about that. It's a beautiful journey. That's another conversation for another day. But one of the most amazing things is that even though she just left to go to Africa as a missionary, she's still very much plugged in with all the ministry stuff going on here. So she is a vital part of our family, like a vital part. And I thought it was high time she showed up on our lives and just everywhere so that people could see. Hi, Brad, you're watching today.
Welcome to the show.
Yes. Awesome. So, first of all, we just wanted to talk about Thanksgiving because we just had Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes.
And just wanted to catch up and see how your Thanksgiving was. And ours was very different than normal. We went to Tennessee. Brad has lots of family in Tennessee. And so we went to spend it there with cousins, and we're able to take my mother-in-law, Brad's mom, and my brother-in-law, and all of that, the kids, everybody. Hi from Copper Train. Yes, that's right. That's right. And so we were, you know, we were away for the weekend, which we haven't done in years. Typically, we like to have people come over who maybe their family isn't here and they need a family to celebrate Thanksgiving with. So this was a little different, but it was service in a different way. We got to be thankful with our extended family, and it took some getting used to for my kids because they're always very much into hospitality. Ooh, that's something we're going to tie in just a second.
Yeah.
And they're like, it feels weird not to invite people, that we can't invite people over to our house this year because we always do that. We've always done that, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, any highlights from Thanksgiving for you?
I got to talk to our great uncle, who's a quiet guy, but if you get him talking about the Bible, he talks to you a lot.
Yes.
So you just kind of prime the pump
Yes.
and sit through the, so how's it going? Chirp, chirp, chirp. I've been reading this verse in the Bible, and then we just took off.
Yes.
So,
And then it's off to the
I
races.
remembered. So that was fun just to see everyone, and
Yeah.
we got to visit our Aunt Marie the day after Thanksgiving, and that it really blessed her. That was fun, and
Yeah.
getting to serve her.
Yeah.
So
In Brad's family, he's the youngest of the youngest of the youngest. So his cousins are basically his parents' age, right? So everybody is more up in years. We're like the youngest of the youngest of the youngest crew in his whole family. So it's just a fun way to connect with
we
them.
got to go shopping together. That was fun. We did some little bit of shopping as a family and got out, and
Yeah.
the kids really enjoyed that. That was fun
In
to do with them.
Murfreesboro,
In Murfreesboro.
Tennessee. Yeah.
We learned that courage is let's go have fun and look around the store. We found out that's something that's important to him.
He's a shopper, man. He's a shopper.
And we're like, oh, okay.
Okay. There you
So,
have it.
yeah,
There you have it.
that was
That's
fun.
awesome. We had one small accident event.
Minor flesh
minor
wounds.
minor flesh wound. We were unloading the truck when we got there, and it had started raining, and Courage accidentally fell out of the back of the truck, got himself a concussion because he landed on his forehead. But I am praising God, and we'll talk about it more. I think I'm going to bring him on live in a couple of days to tell us a little bit more about this. But literally, so we did spend the next morning, we spent all night observing him because it was quite the fall, and the next morning we had to go ahead and take him into the doctor. And it was, he was going to be okay. No major ER visits, thankfully, none of that. But he was not himself at all. And then some other things transpired, but it's miraculous that within 48 hours, basically, he's back to himself. And they said it might take weeks. They were even telling me, you probably don't want to homeschool him too much because he had a major fall. Anyway, but that was the only event where we were like, but we got to see God turn that around. So more on that in a couple of days, because I will bring him on to share his side of the story. So that'll be fun. Okay, so good catching up. I wanted to ask Audra to tell us a little bit about what she's doing. And that's what we're going to do today. And then I have some other announcements. And then we'll be back here tomorrow. Okay? And so, Audra.
Okay.
Tell me how first of all, how you even came up with, I think I'm going to go to Africa.
Okay. Well, I was praying in church one day, and actually, Selena, I don't think I've ever told you this, and you were talking about I know, I'm sorry, this is a theme of my life.
I hear that a lot. I haven't told you this, but I was like, oh.
It was April of last year, or the year before, or something like that, and you were talking about take a moment to imagine yourself doing whatever, like, God asked you to do, put a word, like, let him drop something into you, a picture or something. I don't know if you remember that Sunday. And
yeah, I do.
I just saw the words Uganda really big in my heart in cursive letters, like bold, like in a way that I wasn't thinking about Uganda. My mind wasn't trying to, and so I knew that it was that was true because some friends of mine that were my pastors in Oklahoma are full-time missionaries in Uganda, and they had just moved back. They had been on and off in Uganda for 30 years, and they had just moved back and had been asking me when I wanted to come. And so I just thought in myself, it'll be a month. I'll go a couple of months or something.
Yeah.
And but then I had that picture, and then it felt like I kept telling my parents, like, I know I need to go, and I know I need to commit, but like, this doesn't feel right, because I was going to try to go in the fall, and I just kept saying no. Well, then I had some deaths in my family last year, my mother and my grandfather, and that would have happened right in the fall, and it wouldn't have worked. And I look back now, and I'm like, that's why it wouldn't have worked. I needed to be around.
Papa's so good to us. He knows. Yeah.
And be home. So then, go to the end of the year, and Tim is his name, goes, hey, I thought you were coming to Uganda. Are you coming? So I literally just told my parents, like, I'm going. Like, let's go in April. Like, that's very doable. We picked a date. And so then, as I was praying about Uganda, because I knew things were shifting for me, and that in a way I didn't fully understand at the time. But every time I would pray about Uganda, Kenya would come right behind it really strong. And so then I just was like, oh, I don't even know anybody in Kenya. Like, I don't even know how I would get to Kenya.
And guys, I just need to say something here, because this is not at all something she had on her heart for the 12 years we've known her. It's not like she dreamed, and kept talking about, well, one day I'd like to, this was not on anybody's radar. So this is definitely a beautiful process of the Lord putting a desire in her heart.
Yeah. I mean, my grandmother told me, you used to say all the time when you were a kid, which I did not even remember, that you wanted to be a missionary in Africa.
Wow.
I remember, and I asked them, I have a very good memory. I do.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have no recollection of ever saying that, ever.
Yeah.
So that to me was like, well, I mean, my grandmother has no reason to lie, so it's not that I don't believe her. But like, at the time I was like, that's an old, I had told the Lord I would go anywhere you want me to. But like, it just didn't seem like anything was working, But to get to go and have it so strong, like, I knew things were shifting in our family. We were moving out of our business, just the way the Lord shifted everything. So we went to Arizona. I'm literally 12 days from Uganda. Still talking to them like, I know I'm supposed to go to Kenya, but I don't know
What that looks
how
like.
I'm
or
getting
what?
there. I was packing to not come back for a while. And I didn't
You
make...
sold your car.
I sold my car,
Yeah.
which in the last few days would have been nice to have around.
Hey.
But hey, you know what? God's so faithful. He's given us really good friends who give us cars. So I'm just teasing. I'm so thankful. But I sold my car. I mean, I've always been the minimalist of the family. My life, I literally, everything I own is downstairs unpacked in my room area.
Yeah.
And in 2 bins in their house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's right.
but, so I was gone. We go on this trip to Arizona. I think you guys probably heard about it. And
That's when we went and got to speak at some friend's church that the Lord had just reconnected us with, Ben and Kara Diaz, out at Vida Church in the Phoenix area, Mesa.
And Dad said, remember, they have a children's home in Kenya. You should ask them if you can go. So I didn't know because they had only met me. I mean, I saw them one time when we went to Colorado that October. I was like, they're not going to let some complete stranger come and work in their ministry. That's crazy.
Yeah.
People don't. And then Dad goes, you just need to ask. So I got brave enough. So I'm going to Uganda and I'm really excited and I don't know what the Lord has for me. I would love to go to Kenya. Yes! That's literally how it went down. So I was like, okay. So, but we had not, no, if you know my personality, 12 days, we come home from that trip. I go to church on Sunday, y'all take me to the airport on Monday. I'm gone.
Yeah.
And I was in Uganda for 2 months.
Yeah.
We had not talked, like, I didn't have a visa lined up, I hadn't applied. I didn't have, like, we didn't have a ticket lined up. I didn't even know who I was, what are the people, where are you going in Kenya? I have no idea. I don't even know these people I'm going with. And
That's a major step of faith,
so,
you guys. Yeah.
So yeah, and then I went to Uganda. Uganda was wonderful. I enjoyed my time with Tim and Jill. I learned some things about evangelism training that was very helpful as I went along. I got to serve at Charis Bible College in Kampala, which is another beautiful relationship because they have a heart for East Africa. They had just shifted leadership. I got to meet them, and I'm really hoping to be connected with them again. And then, I went to Kenya, but like the moment my feet touched down, by the way, I never told my parents I wasn't, like, my parents thought I was coming home the end of 3 months after Kenya. I never told my parents I'm probably not coming back. I think everybody knew.
We kind of all felt that. It was the oddest thing, but we just didn't talk about it.
But my best friends, 3 of them who have never met each other, all said, I don't think you're coming back. And I was like, well, I just don't know. Because, guys, I've been ahead of God before. I've said things that probably disappointed somebody. So I want to encourage you. Thinking I was following God was really trying. And, like, it was just not in line. And it was a beautiful season, but not what I was supposed to be fully doing. And I think I'll return to that. We can talk about it another day. But I'm like, if I don't know, even if I feel it in my heart, until I like, no, I'm just like keeping it just me and Jesus. That's the me and Jesus part. Me and Jesus till we know.
That's awful.
So
That's some wisdom.
So yeah, my feet touched down in Kenya. This is it. So there are some beautiful things coming ahead, but he weaved my heart with my host in a way that we had never met, not even talked on the phone. They had to look at a picture of me, ask Pastor Ben for a picture of me because I didn't even know what they looked like.
Who they were picking up?
I didn't know what he looked like if I wouldn't have got a picture of his ID.
Yeah.
So I'm literally waiting for a stranger at the airport, and we just connected our hearts. And so I work in a children's home, and I help with church planting. I got to help plant 2 churches. I do evangelism training, discipleship in 3 different small groups or fellowships, as they call it. And it's been so much fun. So I'm looking to go back towards the beginning of the year and just continue. And I know there's some stuff, I don't know if I've told you this.
I'm telling you, this is like normal.
I know Kenya, I want Kenya to be home base for me, but the Lord gave me a picture of Africa and me in the area of Kenya with arrows going all over it.
You did tell me that.
Okay, I did.
You
See?
can rest assured. I have heard this before.
You can only pull. I didn't tell you this one time
Once
in a
while.
session, you know.
Before you get the Latino.
And so I know eventually I will go to every country in Africa. And I'm not pushing God to see how that's going to work, but
Yeah.
He's already been speaking to me about it. And so I know that's where my heart is, but right now I'm just home to fundraise and
Yeah.
to be with my family because it's holiday time.
Yes.
And
Yes.
just to catch up and
Yeah.
work on my visa, my 3-year visa and documentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this brings up an interesting point real quick because Audra's here to fundraise, and in the comments we can go ahead and put her information because everybody says the gospel is free. Yes, well, our messages are free. Our giving of whatever the Lord has shown us and revealed to us, of course that's free, but it takes money to spread it, to communicate it, the pipes that it needs to go through.
Yeah.
Right? And so Audra can't work there. She's not a citizen. So she depends on all the income that comes through here. And so one of the things that I have been working on our new website, which I love, is a way to give donations. And so I was actually going to announce this today.
Yeah.
So if it's okay, I know I haven't discussed this with you before.
It's okay. Totally cool. We're used to this. This is a part of our relationship.
This is a miracle because we're both flexing in a big way right now. This is awesome. It means growth.
Growth.
Yes, that's
Really
awesome.
matured.
Yes, we have. And so I put a give button on the front page of our website. And so you can, if you would like to give to Audra, you can go to thehollemans.com and then just click on the give button and it'll take you to a donations page and then you just check out like a cart, right? But I will ask, just because I've only just set it up actually this morning before going live, if you'll just please text her and tell her, hey, I gave this morning. And you don't have to tell her an amount if you don't want to, because we'll be able to see when you checked out who you are. But the fact that your donation was for her, we need to know that so that I know what to transfer over to her. Okay? But that makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Just go to thehollemans.com and the give button's right there. It's nice and bright.
And she didn't tell me to say this. Just check out the website too, where we are updating and it's looking very nice. So she's been working very hard on it. So just poke around and tell her how awesome it is, because it looks way cooler than it has in a while.
Yeah. Yay! Thank you.
So.
There's certain things Selena likes to geek out on.
Yeah.
That website is one of
Yeah.
them.
So
Oh man, that's awesome. So, so with that, then obviously, if you'd like to give any donation for our ministry, like fees for the website, fees for this, that, the other, I mean, having a domain, all that stuff, it costs money. And if you'd like to give, I had a friend last week that checked out my website, and I call it mine, our website. Brad got on to me for that. And she said, I love it. I have one complaint. I was like, oh, a complaint, not even a comment. She goes, there's nowhere to give. And I want to give to you guys. So where do I give? And I was like, oh, that is such a blessing. It just kind of blew my mind. And so I immediately started working on that. So if you want to give to Audra, just let us know who you are. If you want to give to thehollemans.com and the whole ministry, all of us are working together. This gal right here is the one that edited my book. All the things. She's working right now on Brad's new book that's going to be coming out. That's kind of, a secret right now. But we'll talk about that later. But all of that is, any donations like that, just help us keep doing what we're doing while we get everything going, right? And so you can go, you can give, and it'll just check you out like a cart. That way you can use your debit card, your credit card, all the things. It's easier that way. Good. Okay. So having said that, I was kind of drowning. After we did the book launch and all of that, I was shipping out the books myself with the help of the kids, all of that amazing stuff. And it has been exciting, very exciting. But, I was kind of handling all the things. And when Audra came home like a month ago, she noticed, she's like, so how's the lives going? I'm like, what lives? She goes, okay, how's this going? How's that going? I'm like, I haven't been able to give it any thought. So she has come and just raised my arms again. And we just sat down and had fun meetings and talked. We got to go to the lake last week.
Yeah.
And in 2 hours, we had the year planned for 2023. Oh, yeah. That's how it's done,
Yeah.
right? And so one of the things that came up that we want to do is we're going to rebrand this this channel, for lack of a better word, Coffee with Brad and Selena. We're going to actually change it over to Coffee with the Hollemans, because our kids are all getting older. Audra's here, and even when she's not here, she's going to be going live with me from Kenya. And so we just thought that Coffee with the Hollemans would be more congruent with who we really are at this point, and it goes better with our YouTube channel, which is the Hollemans. So we felt that it would be a great step in the right direction. We're gonna pull the trigger on that next week, but I just wanted to kind of let you know ahead of time a little bit what we're gonna be working on. Is there anything else you can think of before we let all our people go? Like,
Yeah, the specials.
okay, yeah, don't forget we have some specials that I have, some packages that I've put together. Well, let me just tell you, I've updated the shop in our website. We have some marriage recordings that we just got to do a marriage conference, and those marriage recordings, guys, they were phenomenal. The Holy Spirit gave us some downloads at that conference that we've never really said before, and he just tied some things together, and the feedback from perfect strangers was just, wow, we had never seen it that way before. And then feedback from people that have listened to us for years. Wow, was that new? So I just want to encourage you, if you want to gift something into your marriage and invest into your marriage, they're $30. They're on the website. They're just MP3 recordings that you can download, okay? And then I put together, we can do the ebook and our parenting toolbox, and you can get one-on-one coaching with Brad and I, or you can just do it without the one-on-one coaching with just the ebook and the parenting toolbox. And so I'm not even going to attempt to tell you prices. You can go check it out, because I didn't have them written down and I don't want to mess it up. So, but if you'll just go to the shop, you'll be able to see everything there. Okay. I think that's it for now, for today. But we'll be back tomorrow. Audra and I will be back tomorrow at 7:30. I'm so excited. You did so good for your first time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Don't pull many surprises on me tomorrow. Let's talk today.
We'll talk about the story today.
Yes, there you go. Oh, Lana, good to see you. Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, if you catch us on the replay, please just type replay, and we'd love to just connect with you. Have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Okay, bye.